Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here with another daily devotional for you guys. Listen, I've only got a few minutes before my neighbor starts weed whacking again. I would go to the office, but they're weed whacking over there too, you guys. So without further ado, please let's get started with Prize of Glory, which is coming from Romans 8:16 and 17. Romans 8 verses 16 through 17. Morning version is the NIV version. And then Romans 8 verses 16 through 17 for the evening will be coming from the New Living Translation. Romans 8:16 through 17 reads, "The Spirit Himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. Now, if we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ. If indeed we share in His sufferings, in order that we may also share in His glory." The text says, as Christians, we are told that we are God's children. Scripture confirms this for us, so we know it to be true. As children, we can rest in the knowledge that we are set to inherit all that is His. While He doesn't exempt us from going through rough patches, the good news is that Scripture also tells us that we get to share in His glory. That is excellent news indeed. Glory isn't just something nice like a sunny day or a delicious piece of chocolate. It's downright fabulous. Resplendent beauty and magnificence are just a couple of ways to describe it. And our prayer for this morning is, Lord, give me a good outlook for my day ahead. At times I approach my day with dread, fear, or anxiety. But I know that ultimately this life goes beyond death. You gave us the real reality. You gave us the reality of eternity. And then our evening version of Romans 8:16 through 17 says, His Spirit joins with our spirit to affirm that we are God's children. And since we are His children, we are His heirs. In fact, together with Christ, we are heirs of God's glory. But if we are to share His glory, we must also share His suffering. The text says, imagine the most beautiful place you've ever been, or the most amazing moment you've ever experienced. It pales in comparison to the glory of God, and we get to share it. Rejoice in this as you reflect back on your day. Though you may experience suffering along the way, share in His glory. Sharing in His glory is the best prize you could ever receive. And then our evening prayer is, God, thank you for giving me a different perspective today. I know I can get caught up in the worries and the suffering of the world. And while they are real, your glory is also a reality for me. Thank you for that. Our question for ourselves today is, what are the things that are worrying you most about this season in your life? Reflect on the bigger picture today and set your heart in the future glory, on to future glory. I think if we take anything out of this devotion for today, it is reflect on the bigger picture. I think it's important to stand back in all situations and reflect on the bigger picture. Whether you're looking for glory, whether you're looking just to hide away, if you're not looking for anything in particular, if you are just forming an opinion for yourself in your own mind for no one else to hear except you and the Lord, step back, reflect on the bigger picture. It's important. If you see someone on the street and they look a particular way, step back, reflect on the bigger picture. If you hear someone say something and you don't know the context all around it, step back and reflect on the bigger picture. If someone says, hey, you are the world's greatest, you are so awesome, you are absolutely magnificent, you're the best person I've ever seen in all my life, before you begin to feel puffy, your head begins to swell, you know what I mean? Your jaws begin to tire from the smile that you have from ear to ear. Step back, reflect on the bigger picture. Okay? Step back, reflect on the bigger picture. Something happens to you, something that you feel is um, terrible, sad, you know, heartbreaking. Step back. Just step back off of it as much as you possibly can. Back up off of it and reflect on the bigger picture. You see, because what I have found is that God lies in the details. And when you're right up on anything in this world, it is hard to see the full scope of the situation. Okay? But if you back up off of it, you can see the bigger picture a little better, right? Okay? Before you give your opinion, before you throw your hat in the ring, before you decide that yes, you do deserve all of that. Yes. All of the glory. Step back and reflect on the bigger picture. It's important today, now more than ever, because we are living in a world that is half cocked. Okay, which means we're not all the way cocked, but we almost there, and all it takes is just a little bit of a pull, and baby, it's popping off, right? And so, truly, if we are God's children and we are the heirs and the co-heirs of God's bounty, of all of the glory and all of this, then we are also responsible. We are more responsible, right? Okay? To whom much is given, much is required. The responsibility is even greater on us to step back and to reflect on the bigger picture before we go off half-cocked. Okay? Before we go taking too much credit. Before we go being too boastful. Or before we go being too judgmental. Come on now. Come on now. Before we go off being too judgmental because I'm the child of God. I'm you know what I'm saying? He knows my name. Victory. Oh, we want to be so high and lifted up, child. We want them accolades so bad. We want to be the first one to say, I told you so, I told you so. We want to judge all of these things. Step back and reflect on the bigger picture and maybe take a more humble approach. Maybe take a more humble angle. I always say, to God be the glory. So sometimes in the comments when you see me put that acronym TGBTG, to God be the glory, that's because you're telling me something that is not mine, in my opinion, right? You say, Miss Honey, you really, really preach the word, which I'm not a preacher. Y'all already know that. We already talked about that. But you say, oh, how something really blessed you or helped you. That's God working in me, and so all glory goes to Him. Now, it's not about being super humble. I thank you guys, everyone, for all of your comments and all of your gifts and your offerings and things like that. I really, really do. But I want you to know it's God working in me. It's God working through me. Because Miss Honey by herself, oh no, she filthy. Miss Honey all by herself. Yeah, she filthy. Huh? She filthy. She is. She is filthy rags. Yep, yep, yep. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Miss Honey all by herself is vengeful and spiteful and mean and hurtful. Yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. You cross Miss Honey all by herself without God. Oh yeah, she's gonna cuss you out. Yeah, she will. She will. She'll let you have it. Hmm. She'll dismantle and break down all of the joy that you have in your heart. That's Miss Honey all by herself. But honey, I tell you what, mm, mm, mm. The Spirit of God lives in me, okay, and I'm proud of it. I am proud that to call Him my Father, and I'm grateful every day that He gives me temperance, okay. He helps me to edit, okay. I'm thankful for it. But that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. It is 43 degrees here in Georgia today. Last night, leaving my parents' house, it was in the low 30s. Okay? I don't know what's going on, but come on, summer. Come on, summer. Don't let winter intimidate you. You got a time and a season too. Okay? Get him on out of here so you can reign supreme for the next 3 to 4 months. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Listen, my prayer for you today, that today is more beautiful and more wonderful and more successful and more exciting than yesterday. Okay? All right. Till next time, honeybees. I'll holla.